let's step on into the interior of the F-150 Lightning. As I hop in, this is pretty typical F-150 directly in front of me, but look over here and well, it looks nothing like the regular F-150 because you have this gigantic 15-inch touchscreen. It's basically the one that's pulled out of the Mach-E, so that means it's vertically oriented and has this nice little volume knob here to still give you that tactile feeling when you want to crank the radio. Going along with the screen discussion, if you look right here, you also have a fully digital instrument cluster. So you'll see on the right there, your speed. On the left, you get a little power gauge, and this is customizable for a few different views. But obviously you don't have a tachometer anymore because this truck is electric. You look around, this also has the workspace station that we see on the regular F-150, so you can get that on the Lightning. You fold that up and, oh, hey, look, there's your gear lever hidden in there. So you can press a button and that motor's back on up to allow you to throw it in gear. As I look further throughout here, it looks like you have a wireless phone charger, some USB ports, some pretty large areas for cup holders. So I should mention that this is the Lariat version of the F-150 Lightning. So that's in between the XLT and the Platinum. It's still not going to be cheap, seeing as the XLT starts around $52,000. The trim is, middling. It's not full-on Platinum, but it is nicer than like a base XLT. So you have some nice stitching on the dash here. Looks and feels good. It's kind of a neat texture that you don't get with other F-150s. The actual trim on the dash, mostly plastic, but it looks, nice. And that stitching actually goes on to the seats and the gear lever as well. So you get a few niceties, but if you really, really want the full luxury, you got to go with the Platinum and the $90,000 plus starting price. So hopping back here, just like every other F-150, extremely spacious in the back. It's not like, you're sitting here with some massive batteries on the floor and they're super encroaching on your leg space or anything. No, you're sitting back here with limo-like leg room. It's rather sparse, but if you look on the doors, you actually get the same trim as you do up in the interior. It's a nice sort of canvas texture with the a spot of wood trim and nice stitching too. So I appreciate that goes all the way to the back, and you can even see the nice metal speaker grills from the B&O audio system down there too. Now that we've had some time to get up close and personal with the Lightning that we haven't had before, we've noticed some neat things about the design, some smaller, I wouldn't say Easter eggs, but interesting things to look at nonetheless. If you look at over here, you have this little lightning bolt with an American flag right there. It's a nice little touch, and as you move along to the fender, the rear fender of the truck, you have your Lightning script, but if you look really close, you'll notice that the T is actually a lightning bolt, which is super neat. Possibly the most distinctive thing about the Lightning versus other F-150s, the massive light bars both in front and back. So you'll see this one here stretches all the way across the front fascia. I think it looks really neat in person and it works. When you go to the back, you get a similar light bar appearance, how it goes from here all the way on over to the other turn signal. It's integrated rather nicely.